Have you ever felt like your mind won't stop moving? Even when the world stands still, there's a storm behind your eyes, quiet, endless, and loud. You tell yourself to relax, to be still, but your mind refuses. It wanders through every memory, rewinds every conversation, and imagines futures that never happen. You think, and then you think about the fact that you're thinking. You watch others laugh easily, live easily, love easily, and you wonder what it must feel like to exist without analyzing every heartbeat. For you, nothing is ever simple. Every smile hides a question. Every goodbye becomes a thesis. You feel too much, think too much, care too much, and it's both your superpower and your curse. If your mind never stops, this story is for you. Subscribe, not for escape, but for understanding. You weren't always like this. There was a time you simply felt, before your mind became your shield, before logic became armor against pain. Psychology calls it hypervigilance, the mind staying alert to danger long after danger's gone. Maybe you learned early that safety isn't guaranteed, so you began scanning the world for signs, predicting storms before they arrived. Before you could even name emotion, you could read it. So you learned not to cry, not to shout, not to need, just to observe. You became the quiet one, the one who saw everything, the one who survived by understanding. And that's how overthinking is born, not as intellect, but as instinct. Follow this journey by simply subscribing to this channel and discover the root within your own story. But awareness has a cost. The more you think, the less you live. Every emotion gets dissected, every joy overanalyzed until it fades. You become both actor and audience, watching yourself live, unable to surrender to the moment. They call it analysis paralysis, when your mind branches into too many futures to choose just one. You see truths others miss, but the more you see, the harder it is to belong. You crave understanding, but it isolates you. You crave connection, but your own mind gets in the way. If this feels like your mind, you're not alone. Join others who think deeply, feel deeply, and are learning to breathe again. Subscribe so you won't miss what will unfold in our next video. At some point, the child who once watched becomes the adult who cannot stop analyzing. You wear intellect like armor, sharp, gleaming, and heavy. People come to you for meaning. You translate chaos into clarity, but every insight costs a piece of peace. You survive through understanding. Pain becomes theory, grief becomes research, love becomes data, empathy becomes distance, wisdom becomes a wall. You predict heartbreak before love can begin, because safety feels smarter than surrender. Your mind isn't broken. It's alive. Even in silence, it hums. The default mode network, the mind's inner world, never turns off. It loops, reflects, replays, not by choice but by design. Every thought connects to another, every emotion links to 10 more. You call it insight, but it's also overstimulation. You see everything, feel everything, and that's both beauty and burden. There's a moment when thought becomes trap, reflection turns to obsession, the mind becomes the maze. You lie awake, haunted by unfinished sentences, unreal futures. You walk through daylight like a ghost. Your brilliance becomes your burden. Your light feeds your darkness. You see meaning in everything, and peace in nothing. Have you ever felt like your mind was born in the wrong century? A slow thinker in a fast world. In a world addicted to noise, silence feels like rebellion. Depth doesn't trend. Reflection doesn't go viral. So you hide it, to survive. To fit in, you dull your edges. But inside, your mind still burns. There's an exhaustion that comes from feeling too much, not from running, but from noticing. You absorb it all, the arguments, the loneliness, the pain behind smiles. You carry them home like stones in your pocket. That's empathy fatigue, the cost of caring deeply. This is what happens when consciousness wakes too much. You feel responsible for everything. There comes a point when you realize you can't think your way out of everything. Some things are meant to be felt, not solved. Peace isn't silence of thought, it's softness of thought. You learn to let thoughts pass. You learn that not every question deserves an answer. The mind learns to rest. You inhabit your body again. You start asking, does this thought serve me or starve me? After all the thinking, something shifts. Your mind grows quiet, not defeated, just ready to rest. You see now, the peace you sought was never in the answers. It was beneath the noise all along. You stop chasing meaning. You start allowing life. Wisdom isn't knowing more. It's needing less. The mind is a beautiful servant, but a terrible master. If this video helped you liberate your mind from being your enemy, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss our next video.